Seems as if I am live right now. Welcome everybody to another Left Hand Path live stream with me, Tamara. I look forward to doing this lecture for you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about the Black Flame, all right? I had this topic come up in a client session last night, right? I was on the phone with a client and we were discussing the Black Flame, and there were some interesting points mentioned in the consultation. So I thought I would bring it to you guys' attention, all right? Because there were some profound things said in that phone conversation. All right, so after I discuss the Black Flame, then we can do a Q&A. All right, so I'm just going to wait for more of you guys to come into the live stream, and then we're gonna get started. So I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I know for me right here, it's a Saturday morning, but I know that you guys are viewing my channel, my live stream from other parts of the world. Some of you guys, it may still be Friday, I don't know. So I hope that your weekend is going great, that you guys are going to get as much rest as possible and just, have fun, right? Because life is meant to be balanced. We're meant to be working smart, working hard, but also taking time out to do the things that we love, whether it's hobbies, whether it's going for walks, whether it's reading books, watching our favorite TV shows, take some time to chill. Take some time to chill. Welcome everyone. Jessa's Magic Art says peace. Welcome Jessa's. The Torch says, my first time catching you live. I'm glad to be here. Keep up the great work that you're doing. Oh, thank you, Torch. I really appreciate that you're in this live stream and that you left me that beautiful comment. It's really good energy for this live stream. All right. Urmila says, thank you, Tamara. Welcome, Urmila. Good to see you in here. Okay, I don't know, Kali Prince. I don't know if you're a troll or not. So I'm not even going to respond to that because I'm not sure if you're being a troll or if you're being serious. So I'm not even going to read that until I know for sure that you are not a troll. Okay. Because, I get weird comments like this, and I don't want to be playing myself by reading your comment. So if you are being serious, then let me know. Then I can address you. But if you're not, then just get up out of here. I don't have time for trolls today. Chad D says, how can I send you money? Chad D, either you can buy a super chat if you want to ask a question, or you can PayPal me directly, all right? My PayPal is Mastering Spirit. Okay, so just look me up on PayPal, Mastering Spirit. The link to my PayPal is actually in my About section on my homepage at YouTube. But if you want to send a question in the live stream, then you can just put a super chat there and I'll get it. All right. Salman says, hey, Tamara, glad I stayed up tonight. Laugh out loud. Have a great live stream. Yeah, Salman, thank you for staying up and for coming in. I appreciate that you're dedicated and you're putting your sleep to the side to get this information. All right. All right, Jesse Bryce, I'm gonna mute you because you're putting too much highs in there. I already saw your first high. You don't have to say hi over and over again. All right, welcome in everyone, welcome in. I'm gonna be discussing the Black Flame because I had a consultation with a client last night and this topic came up. And we had a really interesting discussion about this topic that I wanted to address to you guys. Just some research I've found out about the Black Flame. So after I do that, then we can do a Q&A. All right, so I hope you guys are ready for that. I'm just muting some people here because, these trolls, they're like cockroaches, guys. Like, when you kill one, another one comes. It's like you can't get rid of them no matter how hard you try. All right, great guys. So I'm going to start with the lecture just now. Welcome, Rate 636. Peace and gratitude. Welcome. Good to see you in here. Okay, cool. So let's start with the lecture on the Black Flame. All right, guys. So in my phone consultation last night, I was speaking to a really cool man, and we were talking about the Black Flame, and he asked, where is the Black Flame located, right? And he told me that he thinks the Black Flame is located by the solar plexus chakra. All right. And I then told him, I think that is a good statement that you made, because the solar plexus chakra has to do with fiery energy, right? The sun, right? The solar plexus, the soul, the sun, solar energy is sun, right? Now, have you guys heard of the term the black sun, right? There's an esoteric term known as the black sun. All right, so I'm bringing up the black sun because the black sun symbolizes a hidden and mystical source of power. Now, what I'm about to read to you guys now, I got from the internet about what does the black sun mean. All right, so the black sun symbolizes a hidden mystical source of power, often associated with the unconscious, the primal forces of nature, or a deeper spiritual reality beyond the visible light of the physical sun. It can represent a period of inner transformation or a dark night of the soul, where one confronts their deepest shadows to reach enlightenment. All right? Though it's important to note that due to its appropriation by neo-Nazi groups, the symbol should be interpreted with caution and context considered, all right? So notice how here it said, the black sun represents a mystical source of power, often associated with the unconscious, all right? And it represents a period of inner transformation or a dark night of the soul, where one confronts their deepest shadows to reach enlightenment. Now, what do we do as left-hand pathers? We initiate into the tree of death in order to confront our deepest shadows, in order to reach enlightenment. All right, so the black sun, right? The solar plexus chakra, and then you put the black flame there, right? Wouldn't that make sense for the black flame to actually be in that area where the solar plexus is? Because as I said earlier, the solar plexus is solar energy, it's the sun. And now there's this thing called the black sun, which is like a hidden esoteric symbol or meaning. I've even drawn it over here. Like, I know it doesn't look the best, but right? It's a source of power, but more on the primal side, just like the black flame. Okay, so when we initiate into the tree of death, we unlock or work with our unconscious mind, our shadowy energies. And the more we do that, the more we invoke the demons, the more that we work with the dark energy, the dark mother, we start to empower our black flame. It starts to get more stronger and more powerful. I would say that the black flame is the junk DNA that scientists and doctors refuse to acknowledge, right? It's not actually junk. It's just supernatural, right? And these doctors and scientists, they don't understand this. Or maybe they do, but they're just keeping this information hidden, right? So your black flame or your junk DNA is where your true power lies. You unlock it by going through the tree of death, the inner internal alchemy to elevate your consciousness. All right, so what do you guys think about this concept of the solar plexus chakra being linked to the black sun and the black flame? Let me know what you guys think. Seraphim one says, makes sense. Yeah, no, I researched this like literally this morning, because the conversation I had with my client last night, it was just mind-blowing. So I was like, hey, I think I should share this information with you guys, because I haven't seen anyone else talking about this, right? I have not seen anyone else bringing up this topic. So Melo says, I think there is supernatural. Right. C33 says powerful concepts. Right. Yeah, no, like I think there's something about this. So I will research more about this topic and maybe make a separate video about it, maybe just a pre-recorded video about this, and you know, just bring more of my findings to the table, to the surface for you guys. But this is what I have for now. I think there is a connection between the solar plexus chakra and the black flame, just due to the solar energies that inhabit that specific chakra, right? The fiery energy there, because fire is light energy, right? And the black flame is light. It's just it's ultraviolet light, meaning that it's a primal force of light. It's the original light, I would say. The light of the dark mother, the light of divinity. David says he's struggling to understand. David, so you know about the solar plexus chakra, right? In the body, it's yellow, right? It's a yellow looking chakra. So as you can see, because it's yellow and also the solar plexus is connected to solar energy, solar meaning sun, right? There's an esoteric term known as the black sun. So the opposite of light is dark, right? It's like the tree of life, the tree of death, right? So the black sun could represent, you could say, the unconscious, right? So the solar plexus is light, and then the black sun, if you've heard of it, it looks like this. I've drawn it here. It's like a darker side, reverse solar plexus, right? Reverse that, okay? Like tree of life, reverse that is tree of death. All right, so black sun is a hidden mystical source of power, often associated with the unconscious, a primal force of nature, right? It can represent a period of inner transformation or a dark night of the soul, where one confronts their deepest shadows to reach enlightenment. All right. So when we go through the tree of death, we do that same process. We go through our shadows in order to reach enlightenment and hence unlock our black flame. All right. So I believe that the black flame is linked to this black sun, which is linked to the solar plexus chakra. All right. The black flame could be known as your junk DNA, because it's the unconscious parts of your energy. Scientists and doctors call it junk DNA. It's not junk. It's just, it's suppressed energy. I actually believe that doctors and scientists know about this black flame, but they don't teach it to people. They keep this shit hidden so that you don't activate your power. The black flame is where all your power lies. When you go into the tree of death, you strengthen your black flame by working with these primordial energies, working with Lilith, Namar, Balfagor, Belial, all the dark feminine energies. All right. Wraith 636 says it's definitely not junk. It's not junk. No, it's not junk. It's where your power, your hidden power lies. Wraith 636 says exactly, they keep a lot of things hidden. They really do. Calvin Hall says, hail the black flame. Hail the black flame. C333 says, it is very real. It is very real. I've experienced it. I actually started doing black flame meditations when I got to the spear of Arabzarok, when I was initiating through the tree of death, right? That's when I really started to learn about the black flame, right? There's a lot of power in this black flame, but not a lot of people are talking about this. There's not a lot of information out there about the black flame. Source says you're onto something. Yeah, I know. Like, I was researching this topic this morning because it just, like, so many pieces of the puzzle was coming together when I was talking to my client last night and he brought up this topic, right? So I had to do some research about this. David, you say my voice is relaxing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Kirk Nut says, love your voice. Oh, thank you guys. I really do appreciate that. Seraphim one says, it's been said the actual sun is really black in its true form, and the hello sun is I think you meant to say, and the hello sun is a reflection of the original black sun. Okay, I'm not sure about the last part of your sentence, but your first part, what you said, it's been said the actual sun is really black in its true form. Yes. Because darkness is light, right? Darkness is where light originates from. It's not the other way around. Light does not... Sorry, wait, let me just make sure I say this right. Darkness doesn't originate from light. Light originates from darkness. All right. Also, the black flame pressures us to be strong, much like the willpower energy of the solar plexus chakra. Yes, willpower, your willpower is related to the fire element. The fire element is light. It's solar plexus. It's fiery, right? So 100%, your willpower is related to your solar plexus. So that's where you get your energy from. Wraith 636, the original light, yes, exactly. Jess's Magic Art says, thank you for sharing your insights on this, Tamara. Remember not to care about the trolls, they don't matter. No, I'm not paying attention to them. Like, I even forgot that they're here. So I'm on this topic of the black flame. I am not paying attention to these goddamn trolls. JJ says, I'm new here as well. This is very random, but what do you think of God? Like, what's your perspective on it? I believe God is the Dark Mother. That's a whole conversation for another day, JJ. Right? I believe God, the original God, is the Dark Mother. So it's actually the goddess, right? It's the goddess. So if you want to know all about that, JJ, you can just binge watch my videos on my YouTube channel. I talk about the Dark Goddess in practically all my videos because I am a left-hand path occultist. So I work with these darker energies. So you just go binge watch my YouTube channel, JJ, and you'll put the pieces of the puzzle together yourself, right? But everything emanates from the Dark Mother, all of creation. Calvin says, I think the black flame holds the secret to alchemical immortality. Yes, Calvin. Great point. The black flame is where you self-deify. So when we're talking about self-deification, becoming a god or a goddess, right? That's done through the process of the black flame, empowering your black flame energy. All right. What doctor says the black flame is junk DNA? And what happens if your solar plexus your solar plexus is surgically removed? Ex materia. So the doctors I'm talking about, they don't specifically say the black flame is junk DNA. They say we have junk DNA. right? Obviously, they're not going to be straightforward with this stuff. They're not going to be blatant with this stuff. But many doctors say we have junk DNA. So from my perspective, I'm saying that this junk DNA is related to the black flame, right? And I think these doctors and scientists know that, but they're just keeping hush hush about everything. All right? And you cannot surgically remove your solar plexus chakra because it's an energy. It's not physical ex materia. It's not a physical thing. It's a spiritual thing. You can't surgically remove your solar plexus. So I'm not sure where you're getting this. You cannot surgically remove your solar plexus. It's an energetic thing that's attached to you, right? Solar Prime Studio says dark matter. Sounds very, very familiar. Dark energy is very, very powerful. Yes, because if you look at the images of certain ancient Egyptian gods, right? Why are they covered in dark? Like look at Anubis, right? Anubis is dark in his pictures, right? He's wearing dark matter, dark energy, which is the black flame, right? There's other gods and goddesses out there that are dark, like Kali Ma. Whenever you see pictures of Kali Ma, she looks dark, right? It all represents the dark energy, the dark matter, right? The black flame. Who else? What other gods and goddesses out there look dark? I think Thoth as well. Pictures of Thoth. He also is covered in like a dark shield. Just like me right now, I'm wearing this black top. So how fitting, right? How fitting for the live stream. I didn't plan this, by the way, but it just synchronicities, right? But these ancient gods and goddesses, when you look at their images depicted, they have a dark shield around them. Food Abroad says, I believe God is the dark mother too. Yes, 100%. Seraphim says, Shiva. I'm not sure if I've seen dark pictures of Shiva. I'm not sure. Have I seen dark pictures of Shiva? I'm pretty sure he probably is, right? Because Shiva is a dark god. So, yeah. Bastet. Jess's Magic Art says Bastet, exactly. Bastet is a black cat, right? Another goddess that embodies the dark feminine, the dark energy, the dark mother frequency. So Shiva, yes, Shiva is a dark god. I'm just not sure if I've seen any pictures of him with the dark on though. JP says, where can I learn more about this subject? What books do you recommend? JP, this is my own research I'm doing at the moment. So there's no books that I can recommend you, right? Like this topic of the black flame and everything came up in a client session I had last night. So there's not that much information out there at the moment. So, but I'm gonna continue to research this topic and make videos as time goes by. So I cannot recommend you anything about learning about the black flame and all of that. Seraphim says they hide it by making him blue. Exactly. They paint some of these deities, they paint them as blue, but they're dark. They're dark energy. And mind you, it's not a race. Dark energy has nothing to do with, oh, you're a black person, therefore you're more superior. No. There's many black people out there who are energetically cut off from source. And there's many white people out there who have more of a connection to source energy. So it has nothing to do with race. Dark energy is energy, not physical race. Okay, so I want to get that out of the way in case anyone thinks it has anything to do with race. It has nothing to do with race. Hmm. Sadhguru has a black Shiva statue he worships. Okay, Seraphim, I haven't seen that, but if you say so, then I can believe that. Yeah, I know these gurus from the East. They're tapped into these energies. They know about this stuff. It's just that they're not allowed to speak about this stuff. Otherwise, they can get assassinated. You know, there's only so much that they can reveal to us in terms of knowledge, right? Because remember, they're also controlled to a certain extent. They can't talk to us about everything. So yeah, I do believe a lot of Eastern cultures are tapped into this knowledge. They know about this stuff. Four Cat says, "Hi Tamara. I have to come back to catch up. You look great, by the way." Thank you, Four Cats. I've seen you on my YouTube channel. I remember you've been commenting, so it's good to see you here in this live stream. So I'll see you soon, Four Cats, but thank you for coming in. Prime Studio says you should use Star Wars as a reference to kill the race narrative with force. It's beyond race energy. Yeah, I know, but people are still harboring about this shit, and I don't understand why. You know, people have not done their healing work, they have not done their shadow work, so they still think we're in a racial war when it's not. Everything is an energetic war that we're in right now. It's nothing to do with race, absolutely nothing. This is an interesting comment. Tyrone, I don't know how to say your name, Gomez. Black, dark blue is an acceptance of all paths because the electromagnetic spectrum says darker is an acceptance of all. Lighter means less acceptance of different paths. Very interesting comment, Gomez. That's intriguing. I really like that comment. All right, it's definitely, it gets you thinking. Hey Tamara, do you have any information about the four sacred angels of prostitution, like Nama? Nama is not an angel. Nama is very much a Klepothic daemon, right? So I'm not sure what you mean by sacred angels of prostitution. But if you want to know about Nama, Lilith, Agrat, Bat, Mahlat, I do write about them in my book, The Devil's Mark, like just my experiences, what I experienced working with them when I went through the Tree of Death. So if you want to read about their energies, you can get my book, The Devil's Mark. It's on Amazon. All right. Darkness is the chaotic void we must return to. Yes, liberation from the matrix is done through the dark feminine, the dark mother. There's no way out of here besides that, I'm telling you. People will lie to you and tell you, you know, you can work with angels and stuff, but I'm telling you, if you want true liberation from the matrix, you have to go into the dark, the abyss. You have to integrate your shadow, right? You have to awaken your black flame. You have to become self-deified as a daemon yourself to get the hell out of here. Okay, I'm good. I'm just reading through your questions, guys. Race doesn't matter in my opinion. Dealing with supernatural, all forms of it. Take your pick on your opinion of it. Also, hi, new here, found your live stream while scrolling, but you piqued my interest. All right, welcome, Con Al Gods. Yes, the race thing is a trap, just like the veganism thing, the manifestation community, all that stuff, the love and light, it's all traps. None of that shit is going to liberate you from the matrix. None of it. Right? It's going to keep you stuck at a certain level of consciousness and you won't be able to ascend further. If you get stuck in race, melanin shit, veganism shit, manifestation, law of attraction shit, love and light shit, you know, you're going to just trap yourself here even further. Because all of it is illusions, all of it. You are a great teacher. Oh, thank you, Jesus Magic Art. I really appreciate that. Even manifesting, wow, this is all blowing my mind. Yeah, like, look, I'm not saying you shouldn't manifest things in your reality. You should. You should want to live in a decent home, whether it's an apartment or a house. You should want to have basic transportation and have material items in your reality to make your life more convenient, right? But you shouldn't get stuck with just wanting to accumulate material goods because that's not going to help you grow on a soul level, right? You should have your basic needs met. Obviously, you should want food, you should have housing, you should have transport, you should have money, right? But where people go wrong is that they get greedy, they fall into greed and end up spending their whole life just chasing material bullshit, and then they don't have time to focus on the spiritual knowledge. And when you don't balance the material with the spiritual, like you only focus on the material, then you know you're not going to ascend out of here, right? Because you're going to think the 3D is all that there is and that all that matters in life is just getting more money and getting more material shit that doesn't help you in the end, right? None of us are going to take our cars and houses with us when we die, so we mustn't get too attached to these items, right? You should want them, of course, but don't attach yourself so much to these things because it will keep you stuck in this cycle of reincarnation, I'm telling you. Mitron says, are you black? Yes, I am black. JP says, phew, okay, thanks. 100%, no problem, JP. Bizu says, you don't take it because you leave it for your children. Yeah, that's if you have children. Not everyone wants to have children because some people believe that children keeps you stuck in the reincarnation cycle, right? That's why you have things like antinatalism, right? So if you accumulate wealth and you don't have kids, then it kind of is for nothing, right? Especially if you don't use that wealth to grow your soul. Like, for example, you use your money to pay for mentorship and to get books and coaching and all sorts of things, right? Then it's like, what is the point of having wealth then? If you don't have kids and you don't use it for spiritual growth, then it's truly, there's no point. If you have kids and you have wealth, okay, cool, I can understand that. But if you don't, then yeah. Zamaroth says, what is the black flame? Zamaroth, I broke this down in the beginning of the live stream, so you're going to have to rewind this live stream when it's over so that you can catch the information that I gave. All right, because I'm not going to repeat it. So just wait for the live stream to end and then you can get the answer for that. Satan says, is the Merkaba and the daemon the same thing? In my opinion, no. I feel like the Merkaba has to do more with the tree of life and angel magic, whereas the daemon has to do with the tree of death. Right? I actually go watch my video titled The Difference Between the Right Hand Path, Left Hand Path, and Middle Path. I actually broke down the different bodies that you can attain depending on which path you choose to walk, right? Like middle path is the rainbow body, left hand path is the daemon, right hand path is the Merkaba, right? So you can go watch that video. I break that concept down. I think wealth supports spiritual growth because being wealthy gives you the space and time to focus on your true purpose. Poverty and financial struggle takes too much energy. Yes, food abroad. This is why I'm saying that you should have your basic needs met. I'm not saying you should be poor. Please do not be poor. Poverty, in my opinion, is low frequency, low vibrational. You cannot learn about spiritual and esoteric truths when you're starving and you're poor. Right? You do need a certain level of financial stability in order to be able to learn about like the dark arts, for example. You do. But what I'm saying is that you should not get lost in greed. Don't let your hunger for wealth distract you from your spiritual path. Because yes, having wealth is very beneficial towards your spiritual path because now you're able to afford the correct mentors, to afford the books you need, the coaching, all of that good stuff, even the tools that you need, like wands and candles and incense and crystals if you're into that stuff, and herbs and psychedelics, and you can buy all these things, right? And it can help you to grow on your path. So yeah, having money is important, but just don't get lost in greed. Angelito says, yes, I salute you, ma'am. You have a great faith of God. I mean, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love the Dark Mother. I love source energy. I love the divine. So my whole life is dedicated to this work, the great work that Aleister Crowley titled, right? Aleister Crowley called this the great work. So I've dedicated my entire life to pursuing this stuff, and I will not stop. Calvin Hall says, I'm definitely anti-cosmic. Yeah, me too, Calvin. I'm also a little bit anti-cosmic because chaos and death energy is needed to properly ascend from this realm, like working with chaos and death energy, right? But in my other live stream, I spoke about how anti-cosmic Satanists can sometimes go to the extreme of working with a lot of death and chaos energy and actually bring about real physical world destruction, right? They can use that death and chaos energy for very nefarious purposes. Like, for example, being a school shooter, right? Because anti-cosmic Satanists believe in believe that this universe is basically, it's like a bastardized version of the true universe, right? Like anti-cosmic Satanists do not believe in the creation of this universe, of Earth. That's why it's called anti-cosmic. They are anti-Earth, anti-human life, anti the demiurge, right? So some anti-cosmic Satanists want to bring about as much death and destruction to this earthly plane as they possibly can. So it can manifest in forms of being a school shooter. I also believe that Hitler was an anti-cosmic Satanist, right? That's why he was able to eliminate so many human beings from this realm. All right, it's like, that's like the extreme of anti-cosmic Satanism. By the way, guys, I don't know if I'm going to sound crazy for bringing this up, but I feel like I need to talk about it. So last year, I was actually going to write a book on anti-cosmic Satanism, right? And I've written about like a few pages, right? But I've stopped because I got too busy, way too busy, all right? But here's the funny thing. As I was writing this book about anti-cosmic Satanism, a DBZ character, an anime character, came to me, right? I don't know if you guys know about the anime character Raditz from DBZ. He was coming to me to give me information about anti-cosmic Satanism. And I know this sounds like fucking crazy, but hear me out, hear me out. I found out recently that Raditz in DBZ, there was a part of him that he went to a planet and wanted to call destruction on a planet, right? In DBZ. For those of you that have watched it, right? So it's like, I think that connection of him appearing in my dream, like he's like an archetype of anti-cosmic Satanism. He's like a death god, right? So it's like, I feel like maybe there's an energy, a god connected to him that was manifesting as him to come to me to give me the information on anti-cosmic Satanism. Like maybe there's a Hindu god connected to him that was using him as a subconscious archetype to get to me to give me the information on anti-cosmic Satanism, right? And it's like, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like everyone likes destroying planets in DBZ. Yes, I feel like these anime characters are quite real, right? And like I said, I know I'm gonna sound crazy. I don't care, but just hear me out. I think these anime characters are more real than we think. Yes, fictional characters such as anime characters are real creative archetypes. Yes, I think they are connected to certain gods and goddesses. Right? So as I was writing my book on anti-cosmic Satanism, he came through because he is a symbol for destruction and death and chaos. And he was giving me the information on anti-cosmic Satanism. An anime character was giving me information on this topic. How crazy is that? Seraphim says, I can believe that. Metaphysics says, it doesn't sound crazy. Thank you, guys. I feel so comfortable that I can just be open with you guys and just be like raw. Because I know if I had to speak about this stuff with like normal people, they would think I'm fucking loony. They'd think I'm fucking batshit crazy. But with you guys, I can talk about these things and you're just like, yeah, I get it. Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. Really, I do. So if you guys, Dragon Ball has so damn much in it. The demon realm, one of them. Right. Exactly. It really is a highly esoteric show. So I think if I had to invoke that character Raditz, I would, like, if I actually had to work with him as an archetype, as if he was a daemon, I could download even more information about anti-cosmic Satanism, which I may actually experiment with as soon as I get more time to do this, because I'm very busy right now, guys. I'm very busy with clients, very busy with content creation, very busy with my martial arts practice. I'm just a busy person. So yeah, I will get back to writing this book on anti-cosmic Satanism, but when I have more time. Because I've put that project aside for now, but I'll pick it back up later on down the line. Jess's Magic Art says go for it. Thank you, thank you. Four cats, not crazy. Okay. Thank you for the confirmation, guys. They're relatable, so you get messages because they're relatable. Exactly. Tamara, can we exchange about the book that you've had experiences with Namar Lilith, etc., in exchange of a book with rituals and instructions about the goddess Lilith, with her aspects, rituals, etc. What do you mean by exchange? I'm not sure what you mean, JJ. Tamara, can we exchange about the book that you've had experiences with Namal, Lilith, etc.? That's my book. The book I told you to get the information about Namal, Lilith is my book, The Devil's Mark. So you saying you want to exchange my book with a book that you've got about Goddess Lilith? I don't do that, JJ. Four Cat says, it's hard being tapped in, no one gets it. Oh my goodness, Four Cats. Like the things I be thinking, right, are very otherworldly, very outside of human consciousness. So when I'm talking to you guys about, hey, I talk to anime characters and they give me information about certain things, it's like it feels very, like I just feel very exposed. Like, are people gonna think I'm crazy? Are people gonna think like I've lost my mind? No, like this is what happens when you tap into the dark mother, the dark feminine. All possible realities exist. Everything exists. So there are anime universes out there that exist. Anime characters exist, right? They just exist in a separate universe to ours, right? And they can interact with us depending on our level of consciousness, right? Because a lot of people think, oh, this shit is not real, but they are very real. It's just a lot of people don't have the awareness level, right? When you become a Satanist or a Luciferian, you're able to perceive realities outside of human perception, outside of the norm. So you can tap into these anime universes and all these other things. The universe is vast. Only those who are in touch with the vastness of themselves can tap in. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you for that. Do not cast your pearl to swine. Yes, Calvin. These types of conversations, there's a reason why I only have them here on my YouTube channel. If I had to go out into the world, into the 3D reality and talk about this stuff, people would think I'm on drugs. And I get that comment all the time. I get so many comments of people thinking that I'm on drugs. The multiverse is real and some people can tap into it. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, Salman says, real talk. I used to meditate and Assassin's Creed characters would speak to me. All ideas of beings can be tapped into. Exactly. I love hearing about your experiences, guys. It's very comforting and it's great to know that you're all experiencing the same things that I'm experiencing. And thank you for sharing. I know it's some people feel vulnerable to expose these sides of themselves, but just I appreciate that your willingness to tap into this conversation that we're having and just to be real and raw. I think it's really needed in this community with left hand path work, like to just say things as they are and not to hold back. So I mean, obviously I don't share everything, but it's just nice that we can talk about these things and we don't judge one another. I really do fuck with that stuff. So yeah. Salman says, how is your martial arts training going? Ooh, Salman, that stuff is hard. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Martial arts is not easy, okay? But I am enjoying it. I am learning as I go. I've been in my classes for 2 weeks now, so I've had 4 sessions so far, and I'm already noticing the difference. I'm sleeping better, I'm eating better, my thoughts feel more clear, like I'm not overthinking as much as I did. And you know, it's a lot of discipline that you have to develop to learn the techniques and to perform them correctly. So the style of martial arts or karate that I'm learning is called Shotokan. That's Shotokan. Shotokan. All right, so I don't know how far I'm gonna go with it. Somebody asked me, am I gonna go all the way to a black belt? I don't know. I don't know. I've got so much I have to do. I don't know if I'll have enough time and, you know, to dedicate myself all the way to a black belt, especially with the occult that I'm doing, right? The fact that I have to still focus on my YouTube channel and just other things, you know, because if I'm not mistaken, it takes about 10 years to get a black belt. So I don't know if I'm going to have the energy to do all that. But I do want to see how far I can go with it. Maybe I'll be able to even post martial art workouts on my channel for you guys, right? So that you guys can do the same techniques with the daemons, right? I'll dedicate my videos for Azazel because I know Azazel loves martial arts, so why not, right? I can come up with routines for you guys, and just as an offering for my YouTube channel and for the Infernal Divine. Maybe I can do that one day once I start to master the techniques and become better at it. Yeah, Solar Prime Studio says martial arts requires a level of discipline. I know this because I have martial artists in my family. It's a lifestyle, not just fighting. Exactly. It's a lot of dedication, a lot of discipline, hard work, and you know, that's why I'm saying I'll see where I go with this. I'll see. Damn, maybe the next character to speak to you will be Akuma from Street Fighter. He practices the lethal form of Shotokan. Oh, okay. I had no idea. So maybe, who knows? Mark says, my plan after I master Wing Chun, I'll be getting into Tai Chi. It takes time. Mark, I'm so glad that you are also doing martial arts, and all the best with Wing Chun and all the best with Tai Chi. You're gonna do well. All right, just keep on the path. Robert says, save your time and pick up a cookbook. I don't know if you're trying to be misogynist here or what, but I rebuke that. In the name of Lucifer, I rebuke that comment. Women are allowed to do martial arts, so I don't know why you're coming in here with that energy. I'm picking up on a lot of misogyny here from that comment. And yeah, Tamara, I'm into martial arts, and myself have been for a long time, but it's not my biggest focus. It's a tool to navigate life. It's good to have skill, but not every situation requires combat. Yeah, no, of course, it's a useful tool to have. It's a useful skill set to have. So some people go all the way with it and they dedicate their whole lives to it, and then some people just need it because of self-defense, or just to have it as a tool when it's time to use. So I'm glad you're also doing it, or you did do it, Salman. I also think it's a great tool to have to navigate life. Just from watching you live, I'm picking up on your frequency of discipline and I'm feeling inspired by you. Yeah, no, Jess's magic art. I work every day. I don't take breaks. I'm always doing something. I'm always doing something. And I actually need to slow down because I do feel like I'm burning myself out. But it's like I can't. I just can't stop. I don't know why. I just can't. Um, there's just so much I want to do. But, you know, if you're getting inspired by this, then more power to you. I'm here to inspire you guys and empower you guys. All right? Because I want you guys to also evolve and get to where you need to be in life. I want you guys to become daemons yourself, reach your highest potential, right? So that's what I'm here for. Dom says, same here, can't stop. Yeah, no. Some of us are just built to hustle. Okay, guys, I'm going to take one more question and then I'm going to get up out of here. So whoever has one final question, I'm going to answer and then I'm going to get going. So yeah, but this was a beautiful live stream, guys. This was a fantastic live stream. I think there was just a lot of interesting things that we got to discuss. And, you know, I spoke about the Black Flame earlier in the live stream. We did a Q&A here and, you know, we spoke about some really real things. So thank you all for coming in. Thank you all for showing up. I really appreciate all of you guys. So Tamara, rest is very important. This is one of the things I've been noticing even with myself. Rest allows the body to balance itself. Yes, Wraith. I do need to rest more because I can sometimes just do too much and not take time to recover. So I agree, Wraith 636. When you rest, you're able to recover your life force. So I should be taking more time for that. And I actually will do so today after this live stream because it's a Saturday and I have to do a reading for somebody, but I think that can wait. I think that can wait. Yeah. I'll probably do the reading tomorrow. Salman says, do you need more moderators? I do. If you're willing to be a moderator, Salman, I'll make you one. So I 100% do need more moderators because the trolls in here are crazy. They're out of control. Lucifer always protects and empowers Tamara. Yes, he does. Lucifer is absolutely incredible. So guys, if you want to empower yourself, you know, I suggest working with Lucifer. He's got you. He's got you. Okay, Jess's Magic Art, I'm going to make you a moderator since you say you want to moderate. Okay, I've made you a moderator, Jesses, so please take care of the trolls, especially when I live stream the next time. Salman says, okay, I've never been a YouTube mod, but you're happy to be one. Okay, great. I'm going to make you one as well. Okay, guys, I'm going to get up out of here now because it's over an hour now. And yeah, I'm going to go rest now. So thank you for coming through. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Take care, everyone. Bye.